Welcome to Self-Defense in Depth, a layered approach to self-defense. Today we're going to talk about the layer of avoid, because you can't be a victim if you're not there. Now, there are basically two ranges of avoidance that we can talk about. There's sort of the long range, not being there, and then the shorter range of getting out of there while there's still time. In terms of the former, we generally talk about the rules of stupid. A bit colorful name, but what they say is avoid stupid times, stupid places, with stupid people doing stupid things. And that sounds easy, but let's go over that in a little more detail and think about how this might apply to you. The stupid times. The obvious one is late at night. Late at night, most normal people are at home asleep. That leaves some of the not so nice people. Everybody kind of knows that late at night is kind of stupid time. Don't really need to tell you that. But, there's some other things that we can think about in terms of time. Like, consider certain events or holidays. Now, you may know about things in your local area where some of the more wild people come out for a particular event, or maybe it's a particular holiday. Think like late night at plus Halloween. That's a double whammy. It all depends on where you are. It takes a little bit of local knowledge. But think about those. Am I going out at a stupid time because of something else that might be happening? Another kind of stupid time thing that people don't think about is what it's been called the shift change. That's where maybe there's a place or a time where things are fine, normal people out, families, just working people, where everything's okay. And then at a different time, those people come home and a more troublesome crowd shows up. So give a thought to the time of where you're going and the time that you're going out, and how that might not be the smartest time for you to be there. Now, second of all, is stupid places. Now, the granddaddy, most obvious stupid place you can think of is anywhere where copious amounts of alcohol flows, or where other kinds of substances are indulged in. 50% of about all violent crime is associated with alcohol. So, yeah, whenever there's a lot of alcohol, you can expect trouble. Same goes for other things. Now, that one again is kind of obvious, and sorry to ruin your good time, but I don't really need to tell you that one. But maybe a few other ones that you can think about that are stupid places. One of them is a place wherever there's easy money. Best example, the ATM. It's a machine that hands out money. Now, if you need money and don't have any, standing close by the machine that hands out money is an opportunity for you to get money. So ATM is definitely a stupid place because of the easy money. Same goes for things like convenience stores. Where do all the robberies happen? Convenience stores, because they're convenient to rob. So whenever you're in a convenience store, you're kind of in a stupid place because it is a magnet for people who want easy money. More broad category, something deeper to think about, something called an attractive nuisance. That's an idea from the law where there are things that just naturally draw trouble. Now, the classic example of an attractive nuisance isn't really related to self-defense, is a swimming pool in your backyard. There are a bunch of laws about how you have to have a high fence and a self-locking gate. And the reason that you need those things is because it's understood that swimming pools are attractive to children, especially young children who might not be able to swim. And we all know it would be a disaster for a kid who doesn't know how to swim to fall in a swimming pool. And that makes it your responsibility, if you're a pool owner, to do things to prevent that from happening. Well, there are other kinds of attractive nuisances that you can think of that, again, bring out the more troublesome crowd, bring out problems. So keep that in mind. And a final stupid place doesn't sound like a stupid place, but it definitely is what are called transitional spaces. Transitional spaces are places that people move through from somewhere to somewhere else. So, if you're a criminal, you don't want to commit a crime around a lot of people, but you need to be in a place where there are going to be people to victimize. And that's what transitional spaces are. You don't spend a lot of time there, you go through there. The obvious example, you probably already thought of it, the parking lot or the parking structure. You're coming from somewhere like work or going out to a restaurant, whatever, and you go to the parking lot. You don't spend a lot of time there. You go through the parking lot, you get in your car, you leave. You're transitioning through it. Another one you might not have thought about, your own garage. You come home, you go in the garage, you get out of your car, you go inside. Inside your house, probably a little more secure, but there, that garage, while you're sitting there in the car, if you're looking at your phone or whatever, very easy for someone to walk right in and victimize you. So it's a transitional space that people can wait for to come and cause a problem. So those are a few thoughts about stupid places. Let's talk about stupid people. Okay, there's the obvious one, the troublemaker, right? The people who, you know who they are. The guys, your friends, relatives, whomever, who just like to do risky things and do stupid stuff. Okay, don't need to tell you about them. But maybe something a little more subtle are your friends or family who are just trouble magnets. Good word for it is schlemiel. You know the person. Some sort of bad luck is always happening to. Now, yes, people can be unlucky. But when someone's consistently having bad things going on, there's probably something more to it. And it may not be their fault, but they're attracting something. You've got to be a little more careful around them because, unfortunately, bad luck or bad behavior, they're attracting problems, and those problems can become your problems. Really obvious, stupid people to be around. Impaired people, again, drugs, alcohol, always a formula for problems, for bad things happening to you. So, yeah, Uncle Larry is a lot of fun when he's drunk, but he's going to get you into trouble. Maybe best to avoid. Now, the final stupid person that you got to worry about, it's the one looking at you in the mirror. Yeah, I know, you don't want to think of yourself as a stupid person, but gotta be honest, sometimes you are. Now, maybe you don't do other things like drink or party, but you ever, want to go tell the manager, want to give an employee, a piece of your mind? How about that guy who cut you off? How dare he? How about the person who's like being extra loud, needs to be quiet? You want to go tell him to zip it? Sometimes all of us are a Karen. And when we're being a Karen, we're creating conflict. And we're being the stupid person because we're attracting conflict to us. Okay, stupid things. Did I say alcohol already? I did. Don't need to say it again. Other kinds of stupid things, genuinely high-risk things. Now, there's some kinds of things that are apparently risky, like skydiving. Sounds dangerous, doesn't it? Feels dangerous. It's actually quite safe. Not actually that many people are injured skydiving. It's one of those things that feels risky, but isn't. We're talking about really risky stuff. Doing things that are maybe a little bit criminal, causing trouble. Even things like driving too fast and showing off. The kinds of risky behaviors that there's just no point to them. They're just that, they may be fun, but again, they're inviting trouble into your life. Other kinds of risky things that you can do are things that are provocative. Now, there are things that are just not acceptable or at least not looked well upon where you are. Now, you may not think that's right, and you may not think that's fair, but it's the truth. If you're behaving in a way that's kind of outside the local norms, you're being provocative, and you might make somebody mad and cause trouble. And, another one on the same vein, there's a lot of political causes right now. You may be righteous and just in what you're protesting for, but if it's at all controversial, there are people on the other side who feel as strongly as you do. They may not be right. You may not be right. I don't know. but you are inviting conflict, and you need to appreciate that that counts as a stupid thing, regardless of how just you feel it is. And finally, kind of on the lines of stupid people, it's doing stupid things. It's stupid when you're acting in a self-centered, self-righteous, egotistical way. And really think about that one. Remember, it's like if you're thinking, how dare he, and do you know who I am, and those kinds of thinking, all that thinking is creating conflict. And again, it's inviting trouble into your life. You avoid these things. You avoid problems. You are not there, and the problems don't happen. Now, the rules are stupid. If you obey them, you're just not going to be there when there's trouble. Sometimes you're going to be in a place where trouble is coming. Now, that means that you still have an opportunity to go somewhere else so that by the time trouble arrives, you're not there. And the way we need to do that is to use awareness. Now, situational awareness is a very tactical thing that people talk about, but as has been pointed out elsewhere, it's not a verb. You can't situationally aware. So what does that mean? Well, really, it just means be curious. Pay attention. Look around. Look at the people that are around you. What are they doing? How do they strike you? Does anything seem odd? Do they seem normal? You're sitting in a restaurant. Just look around at the people who are in the restaurant. What are they doing? What do you think about them? Who are they? Take a few minutes. Learn something about people who are around you. Pay attention to your world. Don't bury yourself in your phone. Don't deafen yourself with your headphones. Keep your head up. Look around. Awareness is something you've already got. It's built into you. In fact, you've got about half of your brain, literally, the right hemisphere of your brain, is about being aware of the whole world around you and just knowing, is it safe? Is it normal? Is this what I expect? Or something weird going on? Pay attention to that. When your instincts say something's not right here, something is likely not right here. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a crime or a problem, but it means you need to be heads up. And if you've got a bad feeling about this, if you can, go somewhere else. It's simple as that. Your awareness can protect you from things that are likely to go bad. And your awareness is very, very good. You have a whole brain to figure it out, so use it. So that's a little introduction to avoidance. Follow some of these rules. Pay some thought to both the rules of stupid and to being more curious about your world, and you may avoid a problem before it happens.